Hello. Today I'm going to present a show. I'm going to pitch a show today. I've been making this for a really long time, and I feel like it's about finished. So basically, lots of people apply to grants when they're trying to get an art show made, and I don't really enjoy having to write an essay or begging or doing any of that kind of stuff. So today I'm basically just going to be showing what I want to do for the show, and hopefully this goes well. All right, so the name of the show is going to be called Florida Man. This is a quote from me. It says, Florida Man will be the modern day World's Fair. It'll be a showcase of humanity and its achievements. And I really wanted to make a show that's really fitting for the now, but also for the future of the world. I'm trying to get a big space, maybe in Manhattan. I think the Javits Center is a really nice space where you could fit a lot of these things. So let's get started on what I want to show. So this is the overall energy of the show. It's going to be a very American show. And I think this is a really nice image. I think the McDonald's, and the Exxon, the Sunoco, the diner, all these things. It's somewhat beautiful, but it's cool. All right, so we're gonna have 750 loose chickens. I think this would really help the show's mood. It definitely feels there's gonna be a fun kind of energy to the show, and I think buying 750 chickens and letting them loose around the show, around this giant Javits Center type of space, is really, really cool. Self-portrait of a drowned man. It's one of my favorite photographs of all time. We're going to have the bones of the world's first dog, which is they still exist, and I'm pretty sure they're in America. Female figure by Jordan Wolfson. A 2011 kind of flash mob. So this was at a mall that was near my house, and everybody just did a flash mob there, and it was a very interesting thing, and I really would enjoy seeing that for this upcoming show. And I think there would be, so again, picture the loose chickens, some of these photographs, and so far a flash mob around the whole place. I'm thinking close to maybe 200 people in the flash mob, nothing too big. We have a Donald Trump pool floaty, and we have Dieter Roth painting. It's not really a painting, but it's technically a 3D, 2D kind of form, and I think it's one of the most beautiful works of art I've ever seen. An airplane taking off. So basically, inside of the building, we're gonna have an airplane. It's really cool. It's really cool. It'll be taking off inside of the place. I feel like I should probably be. Hold on. I feel like it would help if I had photo booth on as well. Oh, these are just pictures of me and my girlfriend. Let's get rid of that. How do I get rid of this shit? Whatever. Well, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Let's see if we can move this. That didn't work. All right. Who cares? I'm cutting this part. Let me exit out of photo booth, though. Whatever. Okay, so yeah, I think the airplane taking off would be a really cool piece. I think it's more the sound and the jet. So again, you have all the stuff going on. You have this loud, like, kind of big jet going off in the middle of the place, and everyone's like, is this allowed? And I think this is what can push the bounds of art going forward. We have AI pictures. That's an AI picture portrait. A fruit, and that's a lady. I don't know if you guys could tell if it's AI, but It is. The Room Experiment. I was up a few nights ago thinking about this one, and basically it's called the Room Experiment, and what it'll be doing is it'll inside the show there'll be a room with a bed, all the regular stuff in it, an average boring looking room, nothing special, no details or windows or whatever, or closets or any of that kind of stuff. But there'll be a door in front of it, and the door will basically have a lock on it, and you'll want to lock the door, and you lock, when you lock your bedroom door when you go to sleep. But except this one is going to be more like there'll be a sound, a locking sound will be involved. So there'll be a speaker with a lock and an unlock sound. So when you're in bed, you're going to be like, is somebody actually unlocking the door, or is that just the speaker? And there'll be times where it can unlock silently. So it'll kind of be like you're in this room with the door unlocked, and you don't know if it's unlocked or not. Because, you don't want someone to come into your room and kill you at night. And I think about that every night. And I'm like, if someone could get through the lock to my door and kill me, that would be a terrible thing. So that's the Room Experiment. Next up, this is the Light Room. So I think a lot of things that art shows are missing is that it's one giant room and there's not enough little rooms. So this is basically a room. You go, there's like there's like a curtain in front, and the curtain will have numbers on it. It'll go 3, 2, 1, and it'll drop, and the world's brightest LED light will just go, and it'll be 1 second, but it's the brightest light you'll ever see. And I think these major sensory things are really important for art. I don't think there's enough sensory input, and I think that's a really crazy one, would be the world's brightest light. And you'll really be like, oh my God, this is crazy. Upside down couch will be the next one in the show. We have the Trump Pope. I edited this picture because I didn't feel like there was enough blue things in the show, and I felt like editing it to be blue would help a lot. 52 card pickup. Orange car crash 14 times by Andy Warhol. We have a furry convention going on inside of the show as well. And again, I really want this show genuinely to be a place that does not have any judgment. I want to show that every piece of art, every human being, everything in this show is an equal. So yeah, you got furries just doing their thing, enjoying everything. You got an airplane going off. You have 750 chickens. You have people doing a flash mob. You have all these different kinds of people doing their own thing, and it's a beautiful thing. And I think that the furry convention, there's no irony to this. There's no anything that is making fun of these people. I really think it'll be a really nice thing. All these different people getting together. We have the kids' corner with 100 iPhones with Subway Surfers playing. So it'll all be plugged in and charged. I don't know if I want iPhones or iPads, but for the sake of this, I think iPhones are a little bit cheaper. So we're going to do iPhones. They'll all be plugged in so people won't be able to take them or whatever. And there'll be a bunch of kids. So you can bring your kids to the show. Because obviously there's probably some work that's not appropriate for kids or whatever. And I think giving them 100 iPhones, we all line every kid up, and you give them they all get a phone, and they can play Subway Surfers for hours, and they'll also be TikTok, and they could play TikTok. They could go on TikTok for however long they want to do it. It's Red Cross CPR dummies. I've always loved these things. They're almost human, and they almost breathe, but not quite. And I think that's a beautiful thing. We got Myra by Marcus Harvey. The Ghent altarpiece by Van Eyck. It's one of my favorite paintings of all time. It's just beautiful, and it really breaks the mold of what a painting can look like. And I think that's really cool. I think that this is really one of those paintings where it really breaks the fourth wall, and you can see with the lady on the right side and the man on the right side, their toes are actually almost going over the painting, so they're almost coming out of the painting, and it's really a great moment for art. We got the home surveillance piece. This is one of my favorites in the whole show, basically. So this will only be 20 people because again it takes up a lot of space and it costs a lot of money. But I think we could really get this done. So it's basically a piece where 20 people get to sign up. They could get cameras put all over their house. I would say 40 cameras per person in terms of like the house and stuff. So I would say about 3 cameras per room in terms, and there's different angles too, and also the people will wear GoPros on their head as well. And you walk into this room, and you get to see the people's houses, so you could sign up and get your home surveilled, and everybody at the show can see your daily life. So it's almost like you get to watch a movie, but it's real life, and you get to see the lives of these people, and they don't really even realize it. It's a really great piece. We got a Spider-Man impersonator with magnets in his suit so that he can climb the wall. I would like a few of the walls to be magnetic because I think this would be a really cool piece to show in the show. Again, the Spider-Man impersonator would be really, really interesting. Hold on, I'm just gonna answer this real quick. Hey Abby, do you mind if I call you back? I'm recording a video right now.
Okay, yes, call me back, please.
All right, I love you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Um. So yeah, that's a really good piece as well. I really love that piece. Tilted Arc by Richard Serra, one of my favorite sculptures. Big old wall, really great. I love when art gets in the way of things. It's really cool. Vince vs. Shane, WrestleMania X7. People say 17, but I say X7. This is one of my own art pieces. It's a digital piece, really colorful. I love, sometimes I don't love color, but in this case, I do really love color. Big Bird entrance. This is a really, really cool thing. So when I was a kid, I went to Sesame Place quite a few times. And by a few times, I mean realistically, maybe I only went twice. But as a kid, it felt like a bunch of times. I love this piece. It's just a big entrance. Now imagine this again. Imagine the Big Bird entrance inside of a giant Javits Center kind of space, with all of this other stuff going around it. So it can almost be a religious piece, showing. I mean, it's almost like he's almost a Christ-like figure, Big Bird in this case. Look at the mouth. Look how he's kind of standing over everyone, almost as a protection thing. You don't feel unsettled by the piece at all either, and I think it's a really cool thing. We got the Canon C58, the C5800, and a tutorial on it. I think it's a really good printer, and I think this guy, so the guy would be there too. It would be the big printing. It'd be basically just, sorry, I have a cough right now. It would basically just be a big, yeah, all-female MCU remake. I think this could be an interesting concept for the show itself. I think it was kind of just one of those ideas that I had, and I thought it could work. Witches, by Goya. The Witch's Sabbath. Sorry, I love this piece. I love how that goat looking thing looks like Black Phillip from The Witch. And that's a scissor lift with the American flag hanging from it, and it would be a very triumphant looking thing. Because again, it's a very American show, and I want this to really embrace the diversity and just like the differences that and similarities we all have together. Slot machine sounds will be playing around the show. So again, you're walking around the show, you see the chickens, you see the flash mob, you see the Big Bird statue, you see all these great pieces, and then you hear ching 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 ching. You hear all these noises, you hear all this, the slot machines. And again, it's just all of the sensory input that a person can get. You're getting from this one show, and it's such an amazing thing. And I really think that could be a game-changing show. You're getting your eyes with the light. You're getting the feeling of the airplane. You're getting the sounds of the slot machines. And later on, you are going to get some smells and tastes, which is a spoiler alert for the rest of the video. We got Bitcoin mining stations as well. The show will be very profitable as well, so we will be having people will be mining Bitcoin as well for the show. In there'll be areas where they have tons of these computers. They'll be mining for Bitcoin. It's a lot of energy, but it'll make itself up for the show. We got Shedboat Shed, one of my favorite. I'm pretty sure this dude won a Turner Prize with this piece, and it makes sense because it's one of the most phenomenal pieces of art I've ever seen. It's a shed, but it's also a boat, and it's also a shed again. Construction workers building things and telling people they can't enter. So again, this show, the interactivity with everything, is a really important concept for me. I like when I go to an art show and I'm kind of like, am I supposed to be here? Is this allowed? What's going on here? And I want there to be construction workers doing their thing. They don't have to build anything too crazy or too important, but I just want there to be construction workers. Maybe give them some bricks and some hammers, let them do their own thing. Give them some tape. And with that tape, I think it would be really cool for them to go, hey, you can't enter this area, even though you clearly can. So you'd kind of be wandering around, and you'd almost be like, well, what am I doing here? What's going on? What's going on here? What are we doing? We got Blood Transfusion Resulting in AIDS by Serrano. And we got the Da Vinci Morgue dissections as well. Old dinosaur statues as well could be a really cool thing for the show. I really enjoy dinosaurs, and I think that, again, there just needs to be a lot of differences in scale. So imagine the chickens running around, and then you see the dinosaurs, and it's almost like this evolution of, like, look where the chickens came from, and now look at them, almost showing, like, this is humanity and nature and life evolving into something new and even more beautiful. So I think it's just kind of like look at where we were and look where we are now. So, Sonic the Hedgehog as well. We got Deadpan by Steve McQueen. It's a video art piece. The Return of Rotten.com. I think Rotten.com is... I think Rotten.com is a really cool concept in terms of you don't get pictures for any of these things. You just kind of click on these weird names, and then you just see some messed up stuff. And I think the show could have some stuff like that as well. Thomas Kincaid painting. We have water bottles filled with piss and shit. Again, showing this large journey of humanity almost, where it's just like, sometimes, when truckers will pee in bottles because they need to get somewhere. And I think that's really kind of an interesting concept. We got a mini fridge as well. We got 1,000 Years by Damien Hirst. This is one of the few Hirst paintings I really... Sorry, not paintings. One of the few Hirst artworks I really, really like because there's so much... just because there's true life in this. There is a dead cow's head, and the flies are eating it, and it's all really contained, but it's a fascinating piece. I really, really, really like the piece, and the flies also die. So you're showing a full life cycle, and this is one of Francis Bacon's favorite pieces of art. We got a sign which says rap music on it. I'm not really sure which one to pick. Oh God, come on, really? Yeah, I don't know what to choose. Maybe this one. Oh, that one didn't load. I was thinking, I don't love this one because it just says hip hop on it. It doesn't say rap music, but we'll figure it out. AirTag tag. 40 AirTags are randomly dropped into people's bags. You need to remove the AirTag before you get home, or else this man will follow you home. For the sake of this conversation, we're going to call him Todd for now. But basically, again, you gotta have to just keep your guard up at the show. Like, it's really one of the art shows that'll change how you view and interact with the art. And again, you don't really want this guy following you home, because again, you have to sign a contract before you get in here, just saying like, hey, all this stuff. You kind of have to be down with everything. So you really have to be like observant of your things. You have to be observant of yourself, and you have to be observant of other people. And I think that this is one of my favorite concepts from the show. An ice cream sundae, just delicious. Yesterday I had an ice cream sundae it was vanilla soft serve, hot fudge, and chopped up peanuts, and it was amazing. All right, we got a Katie Nolan piece right over here. We got the room with fire. This is a room, you open it up. Obviously, it'll all be contained, but it's a room where there's real life fire, and there'll be ventilation stuff around it too. But it's, again, something where you could physically feel the heat and you could smell the fire. We got Obama Etsy art. We got family painting by Jason Rohr. We got Hood by Air. This is a really cool fashion brand in the 2010s. Florida man of the Renaissance, Caravaggio. You know, he was the true Florida man of everything. He killed people and stuff. He made his art, and he ran away. And you gotta kind of give him props for being the original Florida man. First image of the moon. Bathroom covered in poo. Again, you could smell the poo. And it's real poo all over this fake bathroom. Apple Store 2011. I think this is just aesthetically, it's just a really nice thing to put inside of the show. Again, you got the airplane, you got the chickens, you got the signs, you got all this really cool stuff. And you get an Apple Store in the middle of it, and you could really buy real Apple products, but old products, which is really cool. We've got a bunch of hammers. You could use the hammers however you want around the show. I don't want people to get hurt, but I would like people to use the hammers on some of the works or maybe the floor. You could just try to use the hammers however you'd like. We got just some Paul McCarthy sculptures. I think he's a really great sculptor, really underrated sculptor, honestly. We got a frog breeding farm. I love frogs, and I think we really need more of them. And I think this would be a really cool thing to put in the show. We got a John McNaughton painting. I think he's a really interesting artist. Strange guy, but he's an interesting artist. TikTok of Sheen from Jimmy Neutron, I think. Yeah. We got a follow bot farming place, so you can, you could get a bunch of followers when you come here because we have bot farms and all that. Chapman Brothers Stephen Hawking sculpture. It's pretty wild sculpture. We got a bunch of stuff plugging the power strips. Again, it's kind of showing this kind of like delicate kind of thing you got. It just shows like, there's not a lot of art that shows fragility. And I think this piece is definitely one where it's just like, whoa. Sometimes things are, you got to be careful with stuff. Because just one little thing in there could be a fire and it could ruin everything. Leica Space Dog, we got that picture. Basketball room, this could be a room again where there's lots of basketballs and they just keep falling from the ceiling. And you keep dropping basketballs, and it's a really cool room. Family Guy playing a bunch of TVs, playing on a bunch of TVs. It'll all be the same episode, but it'll be in a loop, and each TV will be 3 seconds behind the last one, so it'll kind of, be on a loop like this, like this, like this, like this, be on a loop like this, kind of like that. Bala, Speeding Automobile, really cool painting. The Dingoes That Park Their Brains with Their Gum, one of my favorite Basquiat paintings. Jeff Koons will just be around, walking around the exhibit, doing his thing, talking to people. I won't have any of his work in the exhibit, but I think just having him around would be pretty fun. OJ crime scene recreation, and an impromptu investigation. So you could actually pretend to be one of the investigators of this case. Did he actually do it? Did he not? Who knows? You can figure it out. This is a painting from one of my professors, one of my past professors, really talented painter. Yeah. Broken Car would be a really cool piece for the exhibit as well. Water aerobics exercise. So in the middle of the show, we will dig out an area for the pool. We'll get a bunch of men and women, preferably around the age of 60 to 75, and we'll do water aerobics. I actually taught a water aerobics class for a few months, and it was pretty cool. We got the Nutty Putty Cave incident, so you can climb into this real, we recreate the area, and you can climb into it, see what he went through. There's a lot of feeling in the show, and you could recreate it, as well as the Saddam Hussein hiding spot. So again, you could hide yourself in a little spot and just be chill, you know. We got Ben Herbert, sculpture, really talented artist. We got a group of young boys prank calling attendees of the show. So when you sign up for the show, you do actually give your phone number. So for the ticket, you do give the right for them to call your phone. So we get maybe about like 200 young boys, maybe like 6th grade to 8th grade, and they'll just be prank calling. They'll be prank calling people during the show. So again, you'll get a phone and you'll go, you'll be watching the show. You'll be trying to be careful. You'll be like, well, what's going on? And then your phone will vibrate, and you go, hello? And they go, hey, is your refrigerator running? And you go, yeah. And they go, well, you better go catch it. And, that kind of humor. We got the Andre Serrano photographs. We got bulldozers and wrecking balls. So again, I love the construction themes throughout the show, and we'll have a lot of those as well. New York Stock Exchange charts, and you could watch stocks crash live, and you get to see the guys there who, are on the floor. We got paparazzi battle. So we got a bunch of teams of paparazzi guys, and they got to take pictures of the other paparazzi people from the other team. So it's like a back and forth of who's going to get pictures of who. This is just a funny picture. Oh, I think it would be funny in the show. And at the end, there will be NDA agreements. And that's the show. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed the show. And hopefully this could get some financial backing to it. That would be the dream. Yeah.